In this lesson, we are going to cover function, relations, domain, and range. Standard, we are California Common Core Standard. Objective, students will be able to identify if a given relation is a function by identifying domain and that each domain has exactly one range only. Students will be able to identify if a given graph of a relation is a function by performing vertical line test. Relation. A relation is a set of ordered pairs x, y. X is the first number, y is the second number. Think about alphabetical number, alphabetical order. X comes first, then y. Can be represented as a set of ordered pairs, table, map, or a graph. So there's 4 different ways you can represent a relation. Function. Function is a relation in which each number of domain input or x value, domain is also known as input or x value, is paired with exactly one member of the range. Range is known as output or the y value. The x value does not repeat. For a relation to be a function, the x value, the domain, the input should not repeat, should pass vertical line test. When you draw a vertical line test, it should cross the graph only once. Anywhere on the graph, it should cross only once. Range repeat doesn't matter. Domain should not repeat. Vertical line test. If vertical line crosses graph once, then the relation is a function. If a vertical line crosses graph more than once, then the relation is not a function. Vertical line test, here's some example. Function, a vertical line intersects graph once. So if you draw vertical line anywhere, you draw anywhere on this graph, it intersects once only. But if you look at the next example, it says not a function, vertical line intersects graph more than once. So if I draw vertical line anywhere on the graph, it intersects more than once. It crosses the graph more than once. So it's not a function. That means the domain here, the x value, you can see it twice. But over here, the domain is not repeated. The x value is not repeated. Example, find if the relation is a function. So the given relation ordered pair is 5, 3. Next ordered pair is -2, 7. And the last one is -1, 3. Is this a function? So we have to find it. See if the x value is repeated, the domain, the input is repeated. So this is our x value. This is our x values. And this is our y values. As you can see, the domain is -1, -2, and 5. The numbers are not repeated, so it's a function. It's a function. It's a function. Another example, find if the given relation is a function. If the given relation is a function, so let's see our domain, our x values. X is 1, 4, and 8. domain is 1, 4, 6 and 8. It's not repeated, so therefore this is a function. This is a function. In this example, you are given a graph of a relation and you have to find whether it's a function or not. So you have to do your vertical line test. If you draw your vertical line anywhere on the graph to check, crosses more than once, then it's not a function. There you go, this one crosses more than once. You can see it crosses more than once right here. So not a function. So the domain is repeated, therefore it's not a function. Find out if each graph is a function or not a function. So if you draw your vertical line test on this graph, first one, anywhere on this graph, the vertical line intersects the graph once. So this one is a function. The first graph is a function. It does not intersect more than once. So it's a function. Now for the second one, if we do the vertical line test, you can see it crosses 2 times. Crosses 2 times. Therefore, it's not a function. Given the example, find if the relation is a function or not a function. So if you look at a first example, part A, if you look at part A, your domain, the x values are not repeated, they are unique. Therefore, this is a function. So A is a function. A is a function. And if you look at part B, you see number 2 in the x is repeated. Number 2 is repeated, so not a function. Not a function. Domain is a set of all input values x coordinate for the independent variable in a given situation. So domain is also known as independent. It's independent, while range is dependent. Okay. You'll learn it in next lesson, how to identify that. So given a relation -1, 2, 2, 5, 7, 9, write the domain of the given relation. So domain are the x values. You have -1, 2, 7. But before you begin writing the domain, you should list them smallest to greatest. Do not repeat any numbers. If a number is repeated, you write it once only. So in this situation, your domain is -1, 2, and 7. Range. The range is the set of all output values, the y coordinate, the second number in the ordered pair, also known as dependent. Given relation 3, -4, 4, 0, 5, 1, 6, 2, 7, 1, write the range of the relation. So the range for this relation is, you have -4, -4, 0, 1, 2, 1. So you have to write smallest to greatest. smallest to greatest and do not repeat numbers. So our smallest number is -4, then is 0, then 1, then 2. The last one is repeated, so we do not write it. So our range is -4, 0, 1 and 2. List domain and range from the given graph. State whether the given graph represents a function or not a function. The given set of data on the graph represents a function or not a function. So our domain are the x values. We write from smallest to largest. Smallest to largest. If you look at the graph, these are our points. The first numbers are the domain. So for the domain, we have 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now for the range. Range are the second set of numbers. Range we have -2, 1, 2 and 3. If we perform our vertical line test, if we do our vertical line test, okay, crosses graph once, so it's a function. It's a function.